So the David situation is continuing to develop by the minute, by the second. And in this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the car. I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Tesla that the body was found in, some of the details surrounding it, where that Tesla had actually been spotted previously, and some of the news reporting that's been going on around it, because people have been making a whole timeline of what this Tesla was doing in the lead up to the murder. A lot of people are hoping that the feds can actually gain information and recordings from the Tesla's cameras. The Sentry mode that apparently Teslas are fitted with allows for recording, and also they're apparently going to be able to get the logs of everywhere that this car had traveled. So likely they're going to be able to find out anywhere this car had stopped off, and realistically it's pretty unlikely that they're not going to be able to at least determine in some fashion when that body was placed in the Tesla. There's not really, even if the cameras weren't filming the whole time, they're going to be able to get the location data from where that Tesla had been, where it had gone, where it had been parked. So this is NBCLA's breakdown of the situation. It's a 3-minute video back from September the 17th, 5 days ago. And I think this is just going to allow us to have some really good context for what was going on with this car when we look at it closer. So let's take a look.
The LA County Medical Examiner identified the girl as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who was reported missing last year. NBC4's Alex Rozier joins us live from Lake Elsinore, where Celeste was last seen. Alex.
Yeah, the family lives on this street in Lake Elsinore, and today the brother told us that the family is all grieving. She said that they knew that she had a relationship with the singer David, but now they're trying to figure out how she ended up dead in his Tesla.
Now look, again, I do want to just point something out, right? A lot of people have been saying, oh, do you think it's tasteless to be covering this story in such detail? I personally don't. I think it's really important what all of the investigators are doing on Reddit and on YouTube and elsewhere and in the news to document and preserve a lot of the information that's going on. But for the record, I mean, these guys have literally gone to the home of the family and they're in the area filming. Now, look, I've read a lot of news articles in my last video that said a lot of people have been knocking on the door trying to get a statement from the family. Now, I'm not going to call that out and say that that's tasteless, but I would say that, you know, if there's any aspect of this story, you know, pulling up on the family's home, knocking on the door, that probably is kind of like one of the more kind of slightly upsetting aspects of this, because, you know, just imagine you've lost your child, they've passed away, regardless of whether or not you knew the relationship was going on. That's a really tragic time and a time for grieving and mourning, and that probably is made worse and more stressful by the fact that you've got a gaggle of reporters on your doorstep knocking on the door and trying to get a statement out of you. But at the end of the day, this is a news story in the public interest, and naturally people are going to go there to try and find it out. But yeah, I honestly, I probably wouldn't consider going and pulling up in the neighborhood where the family are based. But, you know, everybody's reporting their stuff differently, and NBCLA is a professional, prestigious news organization, so who am I to tell them how to do things? But it is quite chilling to just see them filming in the area. It must be an absolute madhouse for all of the neighbors going on there at the moment. But yeah, let's keep going.
Today's shock on Jamieson Street in Lake Elsinore after people here learned the news that their neighbor was found dead.
It's just really unfortunate to hear the news. I didn't find out till today.
This morning, the LA County Medical Examiner identified 15-year-old Celeste Rivas as the person who was found dead at a Hollywood tow yard in early September in the trunk of singer David's Tesla. The medical examiner is still trying to determine the cause of her death.
She was very lively, and, you know, at the time I wouldn't expect anything to happen to her like that.
Family first reported Rivas missing in the Lake Elsinore area in April of last year. Her mom posted this flyer on Facebook asking people to share it. She said she was desperate and worried for her daughter who had gone missing. After learning news of Celeste's death, family returned to their Lake Elsinore home today. Her brother told NBC News that he was aware that his sister knew the singer David. Matthew Rivas said when she went missing, she was on her way to see a movie with him, but never returned. Matthew went on to say, quote, she would leave with him and he would drop her off in that same vehicle that was supposedly abandoned. David is currently on tour, and his show tonight in Seattle has been canceled after the...
So once again, as we see, the car is connected to this whole thing. And as they said, she would leave with him in that car. And he would drop her off in that same vehicle that was supposedly abandoned, all right? So he was known for pulling up in that car. And as we're going to see, that car is also linked to this alleged moment where hush money was being paid to some other young people in the area who had been asking questions about the situation.
After the teen was found dead in the Tesla, his spokesperson told NBC4 Investigates, quote, David has been informed about what's happened, and although he is still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with the authorities. As of now, the LAPD is not saying any crime has been committed. In a statement today, the department said, quote, at this time, the LAPD does not have a crime classification from the coroner as to the mode or manner of death. Thus, we do not have any suspect information at this time. In Lake Elsinore, people are grieving because they have now learned Celeste is dead.
It's different when it's on your street, especially, but any girl, anyone missing and found dead is just awful.
And we did reach out to David's publicist and attorney for reaction today and for more details on how the 20-year-old singer knew 15-year-old Celeste, but we did not hear back. Again, this investigation is ongoing. So far, no arrests have been made.
So I really want to just focus on the Tesla in this video, and there was a long post that was posted up on Reddit that was all about how this Tesla is key to the investigation. This says, David, you're done, and it's just a breakdown of all the different pieces of evidence that are likely to be his undoing. Okay, and people are saying it's crazy he used the Tesla to store a dead body. If a car can snitch, it's going to be that one. Okay, so let's just break down all of this evidence that everybody's focused on here. Okay, David, you're done. Number one, GPS and Tesla data. They're going to use Tesla's GPS logs to confirm if you met near Celeste's house, possible payoff to kids. They're going to check supercharger usage records. Tesla stores data every time the car is charged. They're going to determine whether the Tesla was remotely started by a phone or activated with a key card, fob, or nearby. They're going to use the cell phone tracking. They're going to cross-reference cell tower pings of David's phone with the Tesla's movements and check if the Apple Pay system was used for any payoffs, whether cash was used. They're going to identify ATM withdrawals, which bank and which ATM, and confirm where the cash was delivered. 3, kids and the payoff verification. They're going to locate the kids allegedly paid off. Their phones could ping in the same location as David's. The financial angle. They're going to find out if anybody in David's family deposited a large sum of cash. Did anyone receive a large digital transfer via Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal? They're going to use restaurant evidence. Bossa Nova, the restaurant. Oh my God, not Bossa Nova, man. I love Bossa Nova. The restaurant has 8 internal cameras and 2 external cameras, which is Hollywood standard due to celebrity presence. They're going to check for credit card and digital payment records and surveillance footage confirming the presence and companions of David in the restaurant. They're going to use Tesla device pairings and logs. Was David's Tesla paired with Celeste's iPhone for music playback? Damn, they're going to get that too. They're going to review the Tesla interface for any call logs and Bluetooth connection history. What about physical evidence in the Tesla? They're going to check the Tesla carpet and flooring, which easily would retain hair strands and fibers. Personal note, this is verified from my own Model X ownership, and they're going to connect DNA and trace hair and evidence from inside the cabin. Vehicle identification. The vehicle is a 2022 or above Tesla Model X, not a Cybertruck, not another Tesla model. There's no window tint on the front windshield. It's easy to identify the driver via external cameras. And the factory 20% tint is only on the rear 3 windows. There's going to be route and camera coverage from his address. 3 mapped possible routes. 20+ cameras are being identified along alleys and neighborhoods and main roads with a clear view of the driver, passenger, and windshield. They're going to use digital forensics using Cellbrite and networks. Cellbrite extraction can recover deleted iPhone messages on Android messages, apps, payments. The Wi-Fi router has been seized from his home. It will confirm whether his devices or the victims were disconnected and switched to cellular usage data at any point, and it establishes exact departure and arrival times. They're going to get the Sentry mode footage, the black box data from the Tesla, and dash cam footage. David, you are done for. I'm invested in this, and so are thousands of other people. People are loving it, okay? They're loving it. All right, and so this image has been circulating, and this is actually pretty chilling, okay? There was an image that was circulating that was allegedly showing David in an area close to Lake Elsinore where he was allegedly paying off other young people to keep quiet about it. And another image has emerged from this, okay, from a different angle, and they're saying this is popular artist David giving kids over $1,000 to keep a secret, and it involves a minor. This was December the 14th, 2024, and would you believe it? Lo and behold, that's him getting out of the Tesla where the body was found. This image is very damning. This really isn't a good look. I think this is going to be another very messed up, essentially another detail that's basically just going to tie him to this whole situation. There's another image. Obviously, this is the original image of him allegedly paying those teenagers for their silence. Here's the link to the TikTok, but it has the video pinned. So apparently there was a whole video of this going on. All right. And essentially, oh, we've already seen this guy, yeah. So let's watch this now, because I was going to cover this in another video, but since it's relevant, let's
caught giving popular artists got caught giving thousands of dollars to kids. Now, why did he do this? To hide his little secret of him dating a minor. Yup. Who knows if he's still dating this minor? And people commenting, proof, proof. Why the fuck else would he randomly go unnoticed, no one knows about this, to meet kids bring them canes, give them thousands of dollars. Why else would he do that? Why else would any celebrity do that? You know exactly why. And I'm not just guessing here. This is a picture from someone who knew the girl, and they told me this story.
So we've seen that image, we've seen everything related to this, and that Tesla is all over it, okay? And other people have posted another picture that allegedly shows her inside the Tesla, all right? Check this out, okay? They got to stop putting his music under these clips, because that's not what we're trying to see, all right? But yeah. They're saying that this is a post from one of her other accounts. It's the Yay Woohoo 7 account, which people have connected to her. And that is a picture. It looks like a bottle of liquor inside of the Tesla, the same seats. So that is proof that she'd been inside that car, all right? And also not old enough to drink alcohol too. So that's very damning. That's a really bad look, all right? And it wasn't a Tesla Model Y. It was a Tesla Model X, from what I believe. But basically, people are saying, my Tesla looks the same inside. I've got a Model X with vegan white and ultra white interior. It could be any Tesla model with white interior. Nonetheless, this is a good find, okay? It is very, very scary, all right? So people have been reposting long new timelines of evidence from this situation. The Tesla is obviously a big part of this, but there's a bunch of other evidence too, right? So this is an updated timeline of the evidence that has been circulating on a new subreddit called David Unfiltered. So there's yet another subreddit has now emerged where people are basically saying, okay, this is the free speech focused, all right, complete free speech. We're not deleting anything. All these other subs are unfairly moderated. And now the David Unfiltered subreddit is leading to a whole bunch of people breaking down the evidence. So this is an entire timeline of everything that's been happening. We're going to be digging into this whole thing. It's very crazy, okay? But at the end of the day, it does paint another deep picture of everything that's going on. And people are trying to work out where the death might have happened. So this says late 2021, David meets Celeste. September 7th, 2022, her 12th birthday, he drops the video for romantic homicide. October 23rd, 2022, David and Celeste's first public interaction is on Discord. February 2023, It For Me is born. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to look into that. 7th of September 23, Celeste's birthday. He releases birthday side. September the 8th, he releases the Lost Petal EP. December the 13th, 2022, he posts pics with Celeste on Discord. December 23, he releases the song Celeste. On January the 11th, 2024, he goes live with Celeste. On February the 7th, 2024, he posted TikTok about a Hello Kitty girl he met in 2021. On Valentine's Day, Celeste runs away from home. She returns home in early March of 2024 and runs away again on April the 5th and is announced missing and never returns home again. On June the 7th, David posts a TikTok with Celeste's hand in the frame. On June the 27th, Celeste is seen going backstage with David's brother wearing those Hello Kitty Crocs that we saw. On July the 7th, David announces pregnancy on Discord, and there's no more messages from Celeste at this point. People think she's forced into hiding. By September, David's getting that shush tattoo on his finger, and Celeste is found with a matching one. I personally think that could have happened on her birthday, because he seems to do something for her birthday every year, whether releasing a song or a music video, or, as we unfortunately found out, that car ends up getting towed. Okay, I just kicked my camera by accident, but it's all good. Right, on February the 2nd, 2025, there's a video of a video of David cleaning Celeste's shoes, the Jordan 4s that were seen. She was seen wearing them and he was seen cleaning them. Also in February, Celeste reposts when your man turns into your baby daddy on TikTok, confirming the pregnancy. March 2025 is the day that Celeste previously said that the baby was due. In April 2025, people believe that Celeste was potentially killed around this time. Was it because the baby was born? Was it because the baby wasn't? Was the baby a red herring? But regardless, in the midst of all of that going on April the 11th to the 20th, he performs at Coachella. Right, April the 25th, David and Celeste's first mention of breakup, and Celeste is no longer in the server. On April the 25th, David releases the Withered album. On April the 27th, he performs in Texas. May 2025, the car was seen moving spots on the streets. Late July, early August, Celeste's body was estimated to have been left in the car. So it's possible she was murdered before, but he didn't put her into the car until after, allegedly, speculatively. That's just my opinion. July the 28th, 2025, David was tagged in a swag post with the other Celeste Herrera. July the 30th, he performs in San Francisco with a casket, a hearse, and a funeral arrangement on stage. On July the 31st, 2025, Celeste supposedly last liked David's Instagram, but we don't know if that was her or someone else controlling the account. Now, I don't know what that is. I'm going to need to look into that in another video. I'm going to make a note. August the 6th, 2025, David performs in Arizona. On the 7th, there's a video of La Mesa that must have been recorded. August 8th, he performs in Texas. On the 13th, he posts a creepy video on his alternative account at the La Mesa Motel in Santa Rosa. That's the video of him waving to the hotel, and a tow truck drives by. That same night, he performs in Orlando, right? The same night the motel video was posted, but it's I didn't know that. It's a 24-hour drive away, so he must have filmed that clip another time. In mid-August, the car was seen moving to multiple different streets. On mid-August, her friends supposedly lose contact with her. On the 18th is 3 weeks before September the 7th. September the 7th, the car was reported to be on the same street for around 3 weeks. That's Celeste's 15th birthday, and David promotes the Withered album with 15 songs, and it's his last post. The same day, car is impounded with Texas license plates. Also that day, David's last post on Instagram, Reddit, and Twitter, and he hasn't posted since. On September the 8th, Celeste's body was found, a day after her birthday, and on the 19th, all of David's shows were cancelled. Okay, so that is the timeline. It is very crazy. It's very twisted, and everybody's just trying to work out what the hell was going on around all of this time, around all of this stuff to do with the car. So another thing related to the car is there is this unreleased David track, which I won't play you, but it is circulating, and he has a lyric about murdering a woman in his car. According to DJ Academics, the track is real, it's a real song, and everybody's saying the truth is going to come out eventually, all right? She said, I don't want to kill the vibe. I could touch the sky. I got time to kill. You got time to fill. We got blood to spill all over the new car seats that I'm sleeping on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You said you didn't smoke. How you going to die right now? I got time to kill. We got blood to spill all over the car seats. You don't know me. Signed your heart like a deal. Remember that when you see me, what we agreed upon. Silent treatment when you see me. You're not speaking, but you're bleeding. Twisted, man. Bleeding out. How? It's just creepy as hell, man. It is actually so creepy to even just see all of this stuff, man. It's so messed up. So, obviously, we've touched on the fact in a previous video that David is moving out of his house, right? They're saying that David is moving. David ends Hollywood Hills lease during the investigation. People saying he's going to try and sneak out of the US. So, yeah, there's been a lot to be said, all right? There's been a lot to be said about this situation. People are wondering what's going on with the car. People are wondering what's going on with the investigation, why he hasn't been arrested yet. And I agree. I think that the car is going to be the secret to this whole thing coming out and ultimately getting solved. So I just wanted to do a quick video that just focused on new updates to do with the car. I'm going to do a couple more updates because I've just got some more general evidence to show you guys, some very creepy images, some pictures, some interviews, and I think it makes more sense to put that in a separate video. I just wanted to do this one focusing on the car, but I do think the car is the key to unraveling this mystery, and I think that the cops, as that person said in that comment, Tesla is a car that will snitch on you. If any car is going to snitch on you, it's a Tesla. You know, we saw how Fulio ended up losing his life in that horrible murder in Tampa, Florida, and all of the shooters were captured in 4K on the Tesla Sentry Mode cameras that was parked nearby. So you guys are cooked. These Teslas, they're everywhere. They're all over America. Don't go committing no crimes in front of a Tesla or you will be duly cooked. So I'll keep you guys updated. Still waiting for an arrest. We're still waiting for more news, and I'll keep you in the loop. Appreciate it.